Hey guys, a warm welcome to our channel. I spent a lot of time going through specs, reviews, user feedback, and technical documentation to get a solid understanding of the ASUS Prime GeForce RTX 5080 16GB GDDR7 graphics card, what it offers, where it shines, and where it might fall short. I want to help you figure out if it really deserves your money. Here's what the card is packing. It uses 16 GB of GDDR7 memory, on a 256-bit bus, with memory speed around 30 gigabits per second. The CUDA core count is 10,752, which is identical to other RTX 5080 models. The boost clock is about 2617 MHz normally, and in OC mode about 2640 MHz. It supports PCIe 5.0, and has one HDMI 2.1b and 3 DisplayPort 2.1b outputs. On the cooling and build side, ASUS designed this Prime variant with an SFF-Ready 2.5 slot design, which is interesting because many high-end GPUs are thicker. It has Axial-tech fans, a vapor chamber for heat dissipation, dual ball fan bearings for durability, a dual BIOS, performance versus quiet modes, and features like vented backplate, strong bracket, and ASUS's Auto Extreme manufacturing process. Power requirement is high. ASUS recommends an 850W PSU for systems using this GPU. In terms of performance, this card is well positioned. It delivers strong frame rates at high resolutions, especially 4K. The ray tracing and AI-based enhancements, DLSS 4, etc., on the RTX 50 series mean that it can punch well above what similarly classed GPUs managed in past generations. Based on comparisons and early reviews, performance gains over the previous generation are moderate to good, particularly in tasks that leverage the GPU heavily: ray tracing, rendering, content creation. If you game at 4K or plan to do video work or GPU compute tasks, this is relevant. User feedback suggests the card is solid in daily use. People note its build quality is very good, cooling holds up under load, and the dual BIOS gives useful flexibility. The noise is reportedly acceptable, especially in quiet mode. On the flip side, some users point out that to get the best performance, you need good case airflow and a power supply that can handle the load, so that adds to total system cost. There are also occasional complaints about pricing being steep for what you get compared to alternatives. I saw conflicting reports on whether the card size will fit in all cases claimed SFF-Ready, so checking case dimensions is important. Looking at specs versus price, this card sits in the high-end tier. It doesn't reach the absolute flagship, that would be something like the 5090, but it offers much of what high-end users want: excellent CUDA core count, modern memory, GDDR7, strong boost clocks, good cooling features, dual BIOS, etc. The value depends heavily on what you already have. If your other components are older, you might not get full benefit. If you already have a recent CPU and fast storage and monitor that supports high refresh or high resolution, this card will shine. Now the critical analysis. What are the major drawbacks or trade-offs? First, power draw and thermal demands are significant. Even though it's more efficient than some predecessors, in heavy loads the GPU will generate heat and require good airflow or cooling upgrades. Second, even with 16 GB of memory, future workloads or games with very demanding textures, 8K, or ultra ray tracing, might push the limits. So, is the ASUS Prime RTX 5080 16GB worth buying? I think yes, if you are a high-demand user. Someone who games in 4K with ray tracing, or does creative work, video editing, 3D rendering, GPU compute, that benefits from both CUDA cores and modern features. Also if your case, PSU, cooling setup are solid. If you instead mainly play at 1440p, or your budget is tight, or you don't use ray tracing, AI enhancements heavily, you may get better value from a lower-cost card. Overall, considering the performance, features, and ASUS's build quality, this is one of the more balanced high-end GPUs right now.